Okay, good afternoon everyone. My name is Christine Kevin. I am going to be running through today's second webinar of a three-part series covering ad leads. If you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to submit them in the chat feature. Right, we should all have access to that. Okay, I'm getting a notification that there's echo on the phone audio. All right, so we'll take a look at that and we'll dial right back in. Everyone hang tight for 2 more minutes. Our apologies. Okay, sorry everyone for the technical difficulties there. Hopefully the sound is okay. Welcome back again. This is the second of a 3-part webinar series covering ad leads. In particular today we're going to discuss the creative portion of the campaign build. So hopefully everyone finds this very helpful when they're either setting up their new campaigns or editing existing campaigns. So a little bit about Poniflex just to start. For those of you who were not in attendance at the first webinar, we were founded in 2008. We're headquartered in Brooklyn, New York, and we have offices in San Fran, California, Bangalore, India, and we employ about 60 people across these 3 offices. And we've developed our ad leads product, which was historically designed for Fortune 500 brands such as Southwest Airlines, Kimberly-Clark, and Tommy Hilfiger, to now handle small businesses in tightly geo-targeted areas. So it's a self-serve platform that everyone can access on their own time and build their own campaigns and launch mobile ad campaigns. So I'm just going to briefly discuss the first webinar that we had. It really focused on the industry landscape, why mobile is important, and why it's very useful for our small businesses. Number one, we're in a place in time where most marketers have to focus on a 3-screen strategy. And that's not only very difficult to do harmoniously, but it can be very costly. And for small business owners, mobile has become the ideal screen for reaching consumers where they are in a very targeted way. And AdLeads offers a very useful geo-targeting functionality that can target down to the state or metro area or even country. We're live in 27 countries now, where you can find people where they are. In particular, areas where your business may be more well-known. We also discuss mobile adoption and how people are spending more and more time on mobile devices. And this mass shift toward mobile is right in front of us. We're pretty much in the middle of it. And AdLeads has been designed to allow you to run campaigns inside these mobile apps. And in a matter of 2 years, global smartphone shipments have actually surpassed desktop. So it's very exciting. We're witnessing history right now, and daily mobile app usage in the U.S. alone has surpassed web usage, which is very fascinating. We're seeing that the average U.S. smartphone user spends about 20% more time daily using mobile apps versus the web. So AdLeads is an in-app advertising device, so you're actually reaching people where they are today. And we also discussed the difference between in-app ads, data collection, versus the traditional web cost per click. So obviously the biggest difference is you're paying for people. You're actually getting contact information that you can continuously market to and follow up with on your own. Whereas with a click model, you're paying for anonymous clicks. And you don't really know the level of intent that the person who clicked on your ad had. In fact, almost about half of U.S. smartphone users admit to clicking by mistake on banner ads. So, AdLeads allows this opt-in process where people are willingly opting into your ad to learn more about your business. So here is Signup ad. Most of you are familiar with this as far as building your Signup ads in the AdLeads system. This example shows our multi-offer screen. We also have a full screen offering where it's just your ad. displayed with your form, so these two screens are kind of lumped together. But this is also another implementation that we run that shows 3 different offers from which the user would opt in via that checkbox to sign up with you and learn about what you're offering. And this is what we're going to talk about today, is, how to write this creative, design your logo so that you're really capturing people, in particular, pulling in people that you want to engage with. And then on the other screen, you see there's the form. So like I said before, you're paying for actual users, people that have opted in. So you're getting their first name, last name, email, zip, if you would like. Obviously, the system allows you to select different form fields, and that's up to you. The whole balance is to make sure that you're not creating a form that's too long versus a form that's too short. So it's all of what's right for your business and what you need to follow up with them. So here we are. We're going to talk about the sign-up ad, which is essentially the front door to your business in the ad leads ecosystem. It's really essential to use this really small real estate to target individuals, whether it's for a particular event, a business, a sale, promoting a new location, whatever the promotion might be. You want to use this first exposure to attract those individuals. So you may have seen this section. It's within the Ad Leads Campaign Builder, where you'll see selections for your offer type. And this really helps kind of establish your overall campaign plan. You have various options, which is the immediate discount, free product, newsletter, free information, joint advocacy, and awareness. And each one is really unique in that it's representing your exact campaign goal. So as a business, you might have multiple ads running, and you might be offering different types of offers. So an immediate discount is obviously something where you're offering 30% off when they join your mailing list. Or free product could be an actual sample that they will get when they sign up. Newsletter, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you are a business that prides yourself on updating your consumers monthly, weekly, whatever the case may be, you want to gain consensus and build upon that list. So you're promoting a newsletter where you're offering them information. Very similar to free information, although free information is really more along the lines of educating the consumer for a change. A lot of times an education company might be using this offer type. So you kind of want to find that unique balance of what you might be seeking to offer. And then joint advocacy is really for not-for-profits that might be trying to gain a consensus where people are going to donate to a specific cause. And then awareness could be anything as far as a general event. So you're really just trying to build awareness for a new location, a particular event that's happening on a certain time frame, and that's the type of offer you would use. And all of this is outlined in our knowledge base, where you'll see the link down there, and this presentation will get sent out to each of you. And we have examples and really in-depth explanations for how to use each of these. So here you see an example of the sign-up ad up close and personal. Along the top, you will see the headline, and this is typically something that would really call to action what you're offering. It's bolded by default, given the formatting of our ads, and you want to use your brand name in there, or your percentage off. So you want to really capture eyes on this headline, and you want to try and use a logo that's very crisp and legible. We're limited to 70 by 70 pixels, which is pretty small. So you want to try and find something very clear. And we do have resources available to you to tips on building a logo, where to purchase a logo, or using our free logos from our library, which we're continuously developing and trying to build out. So again, the headline is brief. It's only 40 characters, so you really want to grab attention. And we do recommend mentioning your business name, because if your logo is not as legible as you might think, it's important to get your business name out there very clearly, so that when the user gets your email, they're going to recognize the email who's sending that email. And then your body copy, you have more real estate here. So you have 120 characters, and this is where you can really discuss what they're going to enjoy when they sign up with your business, or what you have to offer as a business. Here is mom.com, and they're really kind of expressing the deals that they're going to be emailing every day. So they're establishing the frequency that this individual may receive emails, and what they're going to get with these emails. So it's basically, this one is an exclusive deal daily. Here's some tips for outlining your body copy. And again, we have really extensive articles in our knowledge base section, which you'll all have access to, that covers these tips. So essentially, like I said before, your brand name, you want to make sure it's recognizable, so that if it's not in the headline, definitely place it in the body copy. Your discount or your exclusive incentive, so you want to attract them and offer them something that they wouldn't have gotten had they not signed up with your sign-up ad. Perhaps it's a time-sensitive sale, you're offering a really nice discount for their first purchase. Free shipping is pretty common. If you're not in e-commerce, maybe it's a specific free quote for a service or information. And then, of course, you want to make sure this offer specifically is reflected in your welcome email, because you want them to kind of place the two together. And, if you're offering something great, they're going to be looking in their inbox and checking to get that email. So again, you want to make sure everything's clear. So the clarity is important, because, you don't want any user confusion as far as signing up with your company and then getting an email or additional communications from you, whether it's via your subsequent emails that offer something completely different. So if your ad is promoting a daily deal, make sure they get that. If it's fashion, make sure they get that. And once you have these signups in your possession, you can always communicate different offers to them in the future, not just via ad leads. So if you have a new product line that's coming into play, you can certainly notify them about it. These are your potential consumers to nurture. So here you have the frequency. Again, if you're doing a daily deal or a weekly notification of new products, or if you're a not-for-profit and you have monthly events, you want to perhaps set that email frequency up front with your sign-up ad. It's just going to establish a better relationship with the user. They're going to know and expect what's next. If you are promoting something that says monthly and they start getting emails every day, you run the risk of going into their spam folder because they didn't really sign up for that, unless you're offering a way for them to adjust their preferences of emails from you. And again, a lot of the email marketing we're going to talk about in another webinar, our third webinar, where you would have access to ESPs, which are email service providers like Constant Contact, MailChimp. These are great email service providers that help small businesses, but that's for a later date. But today we're going to focus on just the welcome email and the sign-up ad. So as I said earlier, you want to write for your audience. So if you are speaking to females, try and write to that. So if it's women's fashion, you want to say that, the latest in ladies fashion. If it's male fashion, you want to say that. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just have to finesse your words so that you fit within the body copy limitations. So the welcome email. is really an extension of the sign-up ad. So, what we've talked to up till this point is building that sign-up ad that you see on the phone there, which is, a very brief explanation of what you're offering and what you're all about. So it's hard to really relay everything so wonderful about your company in such a tiny ad. But the good thing is you're purchasing individuals, so you can now email market to them. So you can communicate with them as often as you see fit. So you have the sign-up ad, then the welcome email, which really reflects what they signed up for, and then you have subsequent emails. And then, of course, in time, these individuals will hopefully become new customers. Some take longer than others to nurture and communicate with. And one thing you want to remember is if you are offering something for them up front, don't have that be your first and last offer for them. So if you're giving them 20% off if they come in for brunch, try and do that a few more times. You want to really get them to engage with your brand or your business in multiple ways. So by the time they've come a few times and used discounts, they're hooked. And you want to, periodically offer up discounts again, or free information, or whatever the case may be. And here's an example of how a sign-up ad and a welcome email work in harmony. It's very seamless. So, this sign-up ad really supports the offer type that was selected during the campaign build, which we're going to go through a demo so you guys will see. And in this case, I selected immediate discount, and I'm offering 50% off at my grooming business. And I'm also stating not just the logo, which shows an adorable dog, but I'm also saying Ziggy's Groomers. And then in the welcome email, you see from top to bottom, from every aspect, the from address states my business name. The subject line is thanking them for joining Ziggy's and saying that there's a coupon inside. And then, of course, when they open it, there's pleasant images. There's, again, the reminder about the 50% off, which really relates to the sign-up ad. And then the center button is the main call to action. So, this is where we want them to click, because if they click here and they plug in that code, they're going to be able to take advantage of the sale. And we're going to go through how to build a welcome email. The ad lead system is pretty intuitive and simple, and we do offer and recommend that you use the social and site links that run along the bottom, because you're emailing these guys, you might as well promote not just your own site, but your social as well. And here we're going to see, as we go through the demo, the call to action. So this URL is super important to drive people to somewhere of relevance on your site. If I'm signing up and taking advantage of that 50% off coupon, I want to land in a place where I can plug it in or find something to use it on. And then, if I am clicking through and the business name says Ziggy's Groomers, I want to make sure the site I land on supports that logo and name. Otherwise, there's major user confusion, and you're wasting that engagement, that one moment that you have where they click through that email and they land on your site. So it's important to drive them somewhere useful and actionable, and mobile friendly if possible, which more and more people are finding ways to do. A lot of smartphone devices have actually naturally become the place where people are interacting with emails because they're on them so much more often. So you want to make sure that you're not driving them to a real text-heavy page where they can't interact with your business. So that comes with time and testing. And here's just an example of the full circle. I know Lord & Taylor is a huge company, a big brand, but they do a nice job of seamlessly transitioning a sign up from the first time they see the ad and they're exposed to the offer and the brand name to the welcome email that they get which supports the sign-up ad. You know, here's your 20% off. We didn't forget why you signed up. And then the landing page. So when they click through, it's the first thing they see. Now, this is from Mother's Day, so it's a little outdated, but nonetheless, Lord & Taylor does a great email marketing campaign, so they're good to use as an example and try and copy. Take it down a notch for a small business or so. So right now, I'm going to jump into the demo. Bear with me for a moment. Okay. All right. So this is my own personal AdLeads account for testing and demos. So we're going to start with building a new campaign. Most of you are familiar with this screen. So say I'm going to do Ziggy's Groomers. Simple, you've already seen kind of the finished product. And we're just going to take it from the beginning. I'm going to do 100. So like I showed before, I'm going to go for an immediate discount. I'd like people to come into the business and get a nice offering on their first experience. And this is grooming, so I'm going to go with pets and animals. And you know, you could totally go with the top level for categories. These categories are still being built out, so oftentimes you might not see your subcategory, but it is under and considered part of the top category. So I'm just going to keep it with pets and animals, save and continue. This is my campaign plan. Now for purposes of my marketing needs, I really just need their email address, their postal code, their first and last name. The three-day campaign, I'm not going to put a daily cap. I'd like these subscribers as quickly as possible. I want to start marketing to them ASAP. And let's just say I'm going to target the United States because I have 30 locations across the country. Okay, so I have done other examples. For most of you that might have some ad group saved, you can always reuse an ad group. This was the one that was shown earlier. Cute dog. But I'm going to build a new one, obviously, for this demo. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is find your logo. Now, I had said earlier, it's not easy for many people to know the size of their logo or, you know, have a logo available. So there's resources in our knowledge base here where you can actually purchase logos. Here's some advice on creating a logo and different image editors that are free, as well as our own logo library, which we're actually building out. We just started kind of adding and creating new logos for categories. You can kind of get lost in there, but if you're really having a hard time finding a logo, feel free to use these resources. So right now, I'm going to upload my logo that I have handy. I've already resized this, and I know it's 70 by 70. Using the tools, you can also use the image resize here, or you can go here, which I said before was our knowledge base that will show you some tips for creating a logo. Let's upload this guy. Yes, that is a dog. I know it looks like a hamster. It's just very small. All right, so my headline, I kind of did this ahead of time just to save time, but I know most of you are actually you know, kind of typing ideas in here and thinking about what you'd like to write. But right away, I'm just going to say, hey, 50% off at Ziggy's Groomers. And then this is the body copy that I worked on. And over here, this is a little tip. If you do want to work on various types of sign-up ad copy and you're tweaking things and you don't feel like doing it in the system, you can always use Excel if you have it, or Google Docs, Excel within that. And this formula works really well, which is essentially calculating the length of characters in the adjacent column. So it's an option and a little shortcut for you if you'd like to use it. So I am going to take this, put it in the body copy. Pretty straightforward, right? Okay. Product service name, Ziggy's Groomers. Privacy policy, I'm just going to use Coniflex's, Adley's parent company. Okay. And you want to make sure that all your URLs in these fields have the HTTP, or else you have to re-enter it. Okay, so there's the sign-up ad, pretty straightforward. I have a attractive image, immediate discount supporting the brand, and then what people will receive, which are weekly email updates on special events and promotions. So now we're going to move on to the welcome email, which is logically placed right alongside the sign-up ad because it's truly an extension of it. So my email subject, let's see, I'll make this one up. Thanks for joining Ziggy's. Thanking them. It's the default. Company name, Groomers. You notice how that changed the from name. That's the friendly from name for email. Ziggy's Groomers. So now when they get the email, they're going to recognize this because they signed up for this. Here you have Ziggy's Groomers, Ziggy's Groomers. Pretty obvious. So my logo, I'm going to take this guy again, just for consistency. Header text. I kind of like our default text. It's really typically what you see in most welcome emails. I'm just going to add a little something. Now the call to action. Basically telling them exactly what will happen if they click there. And then my call to action URL, I'll take this one again. My computer's freezing, sorry guys. All right, let's see if I can get there. Yes, all right, thanks for bearing with me. Okay, so I'm just going to use that as a call to action URL. Obviously, we just went over, what the best plan of action is for this URL, and you really want to land someone to a place where they can take advantage of this particular offer. You don't want them getting lost on your site. You can drive them to your homepage and other parts of your site in subsequent communication. So here I'm going to use a content image. You have a little more room to play with here, so you can use a bigger image, perhaps of your product or your storefront. You have about 300 wide for pixels here. So that is just a really cute dog, and it's the perfect size for the email. So here you have the limitations over here. And again, you can use our resize to crop tool should you wish, or take a look at our knowledge base for other free tools that can help you resize. I'm going to use Pontifex's address. Now this is to be compliant with all CAN-SPAM compliance, which is essentially the legalities within email marketing. You do have to have your business address on your communications. So now here is where you can have a little bit of fun. This orange actually works really nice with the coloring of the images I've selected, but you can have a great time and waste a lot of time playing around with the different colors here, how you see fit. Perhaps you have, green as your brand recognition, or blue or purple. You can move this around and play with things. So here, to change this to blue, just to change it. You can also put in the HTML color code, which if you Google that, you can find, that's a free resource that's out there, and they're all consistent and standardized. So you can totally browse different colors if you'd like, but they are all within this tool here. We highly recommend that you check this here, which says include social and site links. This is important because you have this opportunity to market yourself to these new signups, and you want to use more than just this call to action click through. You want to promote your presence in other places. So your actual site, which I'll just use Pontifex for this. Again, you want to make sure the HTTP is there. Your Facebook, which is, usually something like this. And then your Twitter handle, or Twitter account. All right. And that way, when you're sending this out, people can engage with you in different areas. They might return to your email after already taking advantage of the code and check out your social presence. So here's where I have to complete and submit money and everything. So we're gonna kind of cut it off there, but I think that for the most part, hopefully that covered a lot of what you guys experience when you're building your creative, and hopefully offer some guidance and something new that you may have not known. And after the webinar, we're going to be emailing everyone the presentation along with helpful links within our knowledge base resource section for ad leads that I really recommend that you browse through and become familiar with. And we're constantly updating and providing updates to new features, and we will soon be updating the creative again. So all of your feedback is important to us as we fine-tune the campaign builder. So if there are no questions, and hopefully everyone was able to hear properly. I know we had some technical difficulties. Feel free to type any questions in. And I'm just going to fast forward to the end where we have our next webinar. It's for August 16th. And we're going to focus on using ad leads to grow your social presence. So, beyond just having your social and site links on the welcome email, what else can we do to really link these new signups to your social presence? And this is what we're going to focus on. We will also focus on traditional email marketing best practices and techniques, which again are outlined in great depth on the knowledge base section, resource section. So do recommend that you guys check that out when you have time. And you can sign up for this next webinar at this URL below, which is pretty easy to remember, adleads.com/resources. And then for those of you who may not have tried AdLeads yet and you're just kind of checking us out today, here is our sign up URL, which is adleads.com/smallbusiness. And here you could take advantage of a $75 free credit toward your first campaign. So we really do appreciate everyone taking the time today to attend the webinar, and feel free to email help@adleads with any additional questions you may have that you didn't really think about during the presentation. We're happy to answer them. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.